this episode of the Wrestling Godfatherz podcast. I am Don Mystic, even though our names are not showing up for reasons unknown. And
We'll
I
get
am
our
here with,
Don, rest in peace, Bray Wyatt.
yeah. In fact, you know what? Fuck it. Let's get right into it.
Let's get into it.
Because unfortunately, there's some really sad news, and I'm sure everyone's probably already knows it by now. Let me just get the thing up real quick.
Yeah, the
Um,
as yeah, Bray Wyatt. I mean, every death is sad. Like Terry Funk's death when we literally recorded that night. Um, that was sad, but I think the only thing that helps in terms of just the level of grief is that he was 79 years old. So like he's lived a life. He's had that opportunity. I look at the screen here and that first number, 1987. Don Mystic and I were both alive before 1987. Like we were already doing stuff
I
around.
was I was 5.
Yeah, and
Like I'm 5 years older than this man, and he's passed away. That's some
yeah, I was
crazy
four.
shit yeah, that's some
Yeah.
crazy shit to think about, dude. I mean,
No, it's completely crazy, and that's what's sad is like Dom Mystic's 5 years older than Bray Wyatt. I'm 4 years older than Bray Wyatt, and I mean anyone born after me to me is young. So I'm like this guy's too young to pass. My when I it was weird when I with Terry Funk I was telling Dom Mystic this, and I don't know if I said this on the podcast or not, but I was scrolling through Instagram and I was like getting a lot of Chainsaw Charlie, a lot of Terry Funk on my feed, which is never a problem. But I was like, didn't think anything of it, and then one post said R.I.P. and I was like, oh, is this the internet like playing a joke? And then I quickly checked it and I was like, oh my god, this is real. And with Bray Wyatt, I turn on Instagram and I'm seeing I the first thing I see is Alexa Bliss's post, and the moment I saw her post, I knew something was up, and I could connect the dots. But I closed Instagram, and I was like, do I want to check, or do I just want to willfully believe that that's to set up an angle or something? Like almost can't be. And I even opened up Instagram a second time and was like, no, there's got to be some angle to this. Nope. And then I was just like, this is horrible. It's so sad.
so for those of you who don't know, I work nights. I work a regular like retail shitty job, and so a lot of times while wrestling's going on or like shit like that, I will be at work, and my good friend over here, like a lot of times, if something really cool happens or something like that, really crazy happens on like let's say a Raw or a SmackDown or a pay per view, he'll shoot me a text and it'll be like, "Oh, dude, you won't believe what just happened," and
Yeah.
then so I got a text from you
Yeah.
and I'm thinking, oh, maybe something happened.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a rumor that somebody's coming back. I don't even remember what day it was. I don't know if there was a actual show on that day, but
No, it was Thursday.
Thursday, yeah. So I was thinking, oh, okay, maybe there's some rumors coming out or something
Yeah,
like that.
or dynamite or whatever.
Yeah, something. And then like I look at the text and I'm tearing up right now. I'm
Yeah.
I'm looking at the text and I'm like, and it says, "Holy shit, dude! Bray Wyatt passed away," and I'm like, I
Yeah.
didn't have the mental capacity to
The-
deal with that and to deal with shitty ass customers at the same time.
yeah.
And I'm just like, I'm just gonna put that to the back of my brain because I don't have the bandwidth for it. But
Yeah.
the second I got home, I just kind of like sat there. I mean,
Yeah. No.
I'm like I was like I didn't get much sleep at all. I was just sitting there staring at the ceiling in the dark. I mean,
Yeah. Like what the fuck?
like
Like yeah, it's Bray
so
Wyatt, man. It's like
yeah,
this is
and
it's Wyndham Rotunda is his birth name. Bray Wyatt's his working name. But right, my point is that's literally a younger cat than us. I hate it when uh, heroes die young, and I enjoyed Bray in in the ring, but that's also a real human being. So there's family members that now there's children that will now forever be without their father, their brother, their son, their whatever, their husband, their boyfriend. I don't know like all the specifics of his internal workings, but I was like, this is brutal. And then I try to watch SmackDown, but I ain't gonna front. After the 10 bell salute, I checked out, not because I don't like wrestling, but because I was just like, Terry Funk, a celebration of his life is one thing, but with Bray Wyatt, I'm like, he's too young. Like I can't even like same thing. You don't have the bandwidth. I don't have the like. I watched the 10 bell salute, then I checked out. Not because I don't like SmackDown, of course, but it's just like where do you go from there? I mean, these are real humans, and we cheer for them and we get all excited, and then sometimes we're like, oh, why don't they do this or that? But like, we're not wishing death on nobody. So that's
No.
just it's a bummer. It's a heartbreak. It's a everything, and it's and it's with the type of character that Bray Wyatt is. I knew everyone. Because the moment everyone was like, "Well, how did he die?" I know everyone wanted, or they didn't want, but everyone was like, before the news hit that about cardiac issues that got worse due to COVID. Um, I think one of the initial thoughts I had seen being shared online was potential suicide, and I was thinking, I was just like, please no. I mean, like, I know his character is dark and deals in kind of a darker creativity, but like, I, I- please not that. Like, not that, because that's always tough to deal with. So, I mean, I'm not happy
I
he
mean,
passed. It's just, it was rough all
I
the way.
mean, I agree. Like no matter what he died of, it was going to be sad. But like
Yeah, of course.
if he actually took his life, that would be horrible. And I mean, and I
Yeah,
can
and that,
understand why people might be. You shouldn't spread rumors about
yeah,
people's deaths. You should wait till you actually get the
yeah,
actual info. But I can
yeah,
understand why those rumors were spreading because
yeah.
there were like like whispers of like him. The reason him being out was
Was
because
the
like
Carper.
mental health issues.
Yeah,
When I mean,
and
and
that's
this
true.
goes to show like wrestling rumors aren't just that rumors. And there's that old saying, when you assume, you make an ass
Yeah,
out of
so
you and me.
yeah,
Just
yeah,
so, and don't get me wrong, I'm just as guilty about this as anyone else. I watch like WrestleMania all the time.
yeah,
I watch What Culture Wrestling all the
yeah,
time. Like I want rumors too. It's just
yeah.
wanting rumors is one thing. Going and spreading them around as fact is completely different. Like
No, yeah,
you'll hear us say all the time, we don't have any like sources. We don't have any like when we say, "Oh, this is what we think is going to happen." It's all
just
we
an
ever
opinion.
say.
Yeah,
Opinions.
yeah,
We will never say this is exactly what's going to happen. We have some magical source, you
yeah.
know.
But
But
yeah,
yeah.
but with Bray Wyatt, like, mental health is a real thing, and that's why I was like, God, I hope he was at least in a good place, and apparently, by all accounts, he was. It just cardiac issues, inflamed by COVID, and I think that's a thing where people forget that COVID's still a thing. I mean, it might not be to the level of untreatable that it was 3 years ago, but it's still a thing. And one of the big things COVID did is if you had another issue, COVID
Yeah.
sort of is powerful enough that your body can't fight both things, so it has to choose one. So while it's
And
choosing the COVID, everything else is getting progressively worse. And
I will say this: as much as I love Joe Rogan, like he was one of those guys who was saying, "Yeah, but yeah, COVID isn't really that bad unless you have a pre-existing condition." Here's the thing about that: a shit ton. In fact, I would say the majority of Americans has some kind of pre-existing
Existing
condition.
condition. Yeah,
I have multiple. My dad has multiple.
right.
I'm very worried about COVID
Yeah,
in
COVID
my
is
like getting COVID. Now, to be fair, I've gotten COVID once. I'm probably more like protected against it than most people because one, I'm all boosted up, and I've gotten the actual like disease. So
yeah,
like I have like those,
some immunity, yeah, or
yeah, some
antibodies or some
yeah, there
shit.
you go. But like that, I mean, people forget that. I mean, you think of AIDS, okay, and
Yeah,
I know this is gonna sound like I'm going off on a tangent, but like you think about AIDS, like, and people have this like thought of, oh my god, that kills people. No, it doesn't.
yeah,
It does not kill people. It is exactly like COVID in the sense
yeah.
that it allows other
The
things to
thing,
kill you.
right?
It like AIDS fucks up your immunity to the point where other things like pneumonia or something can kill you. Things that
Yeah,
normally wouldn't kill you.
yeah,
That's what makes that
or
so
that,
dangerous. Same thing with COVID.
yeah, yeah. Like Jonathan Tays, who's a hockey player for the Chicago Blackhawks. Um, he got COVID first year of the pandemic. Then second year of the pandemic, when sports came back, he couldn't join his teammates because he was still suffering symptoms. And then last year, he only played like 20 games out of 82 because of COVID symptoms still. Like he had a form of long COVID affecting his lungs. And then already he said this year he's not necessarily retiring, but he's stepping away from the game, because right now his body isn't fully healed because COVID did a number on his lungs. And that's not to say COVID was the only thing. He could have other issues, but the COVID made everything that much more deadly, that much more worse. So for Bray Wyatt to have caught COVID and have a heart condition, um, unfortunately, he was in a very rough spot. And my only, I guess, my only thought or only solace is, um, from all accounts, he was a loving father, and I hope those kids can hold on to that, and everyone that they speak to within the business and within their family will hopefully speak very highly of their father. But gone too soon,
Hmm.
gone way too soon.
Um, so I normally at this point I would say, okay, let's move on. But there is something else I want to talk about that has to do with Bray Wyatt, but also has to do with AEW. If I can get this up real quick. Screen one more window. And even more so, it has to do with this guy right here. If I can show it on screen,
Hey, Tony
Tony
Khan.
Khan. Yeah, Tony Khan, in my opinion, did something really cool. Like he did something. He did something that a lot of like business leaders are not known for, and that's doing something very human, doing something very humane for his workers, and that he told every one of his wrestlers that if like whenever Bray Wyatt's services are that day, you ain't got to show up to work.
Yeah,
And I mean, I know that that doesn't sound like much
it's a big
to
thing.
some.
That's a
Yeah,
big thing.
yeah, it's a big thing, but it's even bigger when you realize Wyatt wasn't in AEW. He was in WWE, and I'm gonna be honest with you. If the tables were turned and like, God forbid, knock on wood, all that kind of stuff,
Yeah,
it was like say CM Punk who
or
had something.
someone, right? Just anyone.
Anyone. But I'm trying to think of someone who
I know.
like
As
that people
yeah, have a
that
link to WWE.
that's big enough to
Yeah,
warrant it, you know?
or
Like
not
where
necessarily to
a lot
warrant
of
it. Some
WWE people
right,
would
someone
have
who
like
a
connections
relationship with.
to.
Yeah,
Yeah. So anyone, it doesn't even have to be a real person. Just imagine that person.
yeah, exactly.
If I had to think of that and then think, would WWE, would the heads say, "Hey, if you need some time off to grieve this guy and go to his services, Would they do it? I don't think they
Maybe.
would.
Well, maybe I don't know because like they haven't had a competition in terms of another wrestling organization in a while, so I don't know how they've treated it outside of it happening within their organization. But that being said, I believe if it would have been someone who had a lot of WWE ties that would happen to be now in AEW, that the gesture would be extended. Now, it might not leak in the way that AEW does because AEW's a lot more transparent, to say the least. But I overall think it's a really cool move by Tony Khan. I don't think it's I don't think it's inappropriate. And obviously, not all the wrestlers are going to go because not everyone knows Bray Wyatt. I'm sure a lot of them who don't know him have taken moments like we don't know him, taken moments and mourned him, and you know. But I'm sure there's wrestlers in AEW who've worked a lot with Bray Wyatt who are probably going to head out to that service and head out to make sure they pay their final respect. So I do think that's a cool move. Um, would WWE do it? Probably. They might not announce it like don't show up to work, but they might let wrestlers go. I mean, we talked about Terry Funk last week, and there was a lot of times where Terry Funk would have events, his own events. He'd put on his own shows in Texas, and WWE would send their contracted wrestlers out to those events. And in fact, was one of Terry Funk's retirement matches. He wrestled Bret Hart. Then the next year, another retirement match, which is kind of funny that this guy's so many retirement matches. He wrestled Cactus Jack, Mankind, or was he going by Mankind at the time? Mick Foley, basically. And I know there was Sabu was at one of the events. So like, so I maybe they would. They just wouldn't publicize it so much. But I still think cool move by Tony Khan. It's a really cool move because at the end of the day, wrestling is entertainment, and there's a human side to it.
Yeah.
So cool move.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't necessarily agree they would because I think Terry Funk is one thing, but I think I think they view AEW as more competition than they want to admit to.
Well, I think they view they've said they view everything as competition because they're
Yeah,
in the entertainment space.
yeah, they say a lot of things.
No,
They
I know,
but
but AEW, like, good for AEW for getting a huge live crowd in London. Like, that's really cool. But they
but
can't sell out a house show in the States, to
no.
save their lives. They can't even sell out a TV taping in the States.
All
And
right.
I'm not trying to shit on AEW like, oh, you're bad. No, what I'm saying is they did a really good job in London, and they did a really good job. I feel Tony Khan did a really good job with this, but I don't know if they're at the level of WWE to be their competition, but they're not like neck and neck.
No, 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 no. I'm not making
That argument.
that statement, that
No, I'm
argument.
making that statement, but I'm making that statement because I believe it to be true, right? Like, you know, the whole reason WCW is what it is because for 83 weeks they whooped the shit out of Vince and WWE.
Hmm.
In fact, there's a whole podcast about it. Y'all should check out. And it's funny because I don't always, and that's the thing, I don't always agree with like what Eric Bischoff says, but I do get entertained by that podcast. But like I said, I don't always agree with everything Tony Khan does or says for AEW. But this, I give the man his props, and I think it's a cool gesture.
All right. Unfortunately, um, the next thing is I'm not gonna say we're gonna shit on AEW. More so, I'm if I can get this up real quick, I'm gonna shit on Jack Perry.
Oh, same here. I was hoping for the segment. Like, the fuck is this
um,
little bitch? Sorry. So we
now,
talk about these are real humans,
Let me
but
get this. Let me get this out because I have been known to be. I'm not going to say a CM Punk apologist, but like I have been known to take CM Punk's side on certain things.
Oh yeah,
Um,
is CM Punk a good wrestler? Yes. Does he make good points? Yes. Is he an
is it,
asshole and a pain in the ass? Yes.
which is kind of what draws me to him. I
Yeah.
am also an asshole and a pain in the
Yeah.
ass, but and is he a good MMA fighter? No,
No, but is he? But you know what? But I respect that he trained and attempted
I
it.
do too, because I would not get my fat ass in that ring. I would not go anywhere near it. I wouldn't get my fat ass in a wrestling ring either,
Yeah.
unless I was 100% like there was a no touching the fat guy rule. Like that's the only way I would get in there. But
I would get in the octagon and immediately lose because the moment someone started throwing haymakers, I
I would
would
not
get
immediately
knocked out.
lose. I want to say I would not immediately lose, but only because I would piss myself and they wouldn't want to touch me. That's it. That's the only. It's a
Yeah,
defense mechanism,
I'd
people. It's a
get tore
defense
up. I ain't gonna
mechanism.
front. I'd
Yeah,
get
but
tore up.
so here's the story about this. Like, this guy right here, this
Jungle Boy,
jungle boy slash
Jack Perry.
wears shades inside for no reason
Oh come on,
whatsoever.
Rock wore shades inside, and he was
Yeah,
cool.
but The Rock had the freaking the mouth
Charisma.
to back it up. Anyways, so from what I understand, Jack Perry wanted to use real glass in one of their matches.
Well, because Jack Perry's got little brain cells.
No, not little, just none.
No, I
I
respect
guess I
on.
guess I guess zero brain cells would be little because there wouldn't be there.
Yeah, yeah.
It's as little
Authentic.
as you can get. I
That's
mean,
true. I get authenticity. I can feel it. But why be authentic when the option to not be authentic is there for entertainment purposes? Because this is entertainment, and
mhm.
like if you have a chance to go through a substance that looks like glass, sounds like glass, does the same effect as glass, but is
Sugar.
yeah, healthier for your body to crash through without causing less damage, then take that option. Now if it was like glass, or I don't know, like a plexiglass thing, then I would say
That
sure, I
happened,
get
by
what.
the way. That happened.
Yeah, like
There.
I'm
Remember
like,
the Kurt Angle thing?
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. And he damn near killed Shane trying to throw his ass through it.
Multiple times. He's
Mhm.
like, this shit's gonna break one way or another. I don't
Yeah,
care if I have to kill that poor man.
yeah.
Anyways,
But my point is, wh- but to be hung up on it, to be like, oh shit, my idea got shot down to the point where you're
you're
salty
getting
about it.
physical. There was a
Yeah.
literally a physical
Hold
altercation.
on. Before the physical confrontation, Jack Perry mentioned it during his match at All Out, or said it to the camera. I'm like, first of all, uh, CM Punk, there in AEW, if people don't want to admit it, but there's only a few wrestlers that draw for the wrestler rather than just the promotion, right? And CM Punk's one of them. He's a literal star with or without AEW. MJF is a literal star who could leave AEW and people would still go see him, right? I'm not so sure that other main eventers there could leave the company and people still have that same drive to go see him. And you're
You
gonna
mean
have
like Indoor Shades boy over here?
yeah. Look, Jack Perry could be wrestling. Jack Perry could wrestle at my job, and I might still go to Togo's for lunch. I might skip out to go to Subway. There's zero guarantee I'm gonna stick around to watch his match. But anyway, the audio. What's that? Okay, so the producer let me know that the audio's been interrupted. Okay, so while we get Don Mystic back on the mics, I will keep talking. Oh, there we
Better?
go. Yep, producer
Alright,
came
there we
right in
go.
my ear. What's that, producer? Yep, producer said he got it working. He said Jack Perry started slapping the sound technician around, and then we had to put him in a chokehold.
I wonder if he
So,
used real glass when
yeah, but it's like, how are you gonna let this fucking this mid card or fucking jobber. How are you gonna make this jobber go at one of your literally one of your marquee attractions? Okay,
Dude, they created a show for him.
yeah,
Like, why did Jungle Boy think this was a good idea at
yeah. They
all?
didn't. It wasn't Saturday Night
And
Tarzan Fever. You know what I mean? It's fucking AEW Collision. It's for
I,
CM Punk.
I'm not mad that CM Punk got physical with him. I'm mad that he got fucking repercussions at
Yeah.
all.
In fact,
Like,
if I were Tony Khan, I would just fucking fire the shit out. I'm psycho, so I'd fire Jungle Boy Jack Perry and be like, hands off the merchandise, buddy.
I
Like,
wouldn't fire Jack Perry. Just fucking just put him on the bench for a little while. High five, fucking CM Punk. Good job, man, and move along. You don't fucking. There's no reason to to suspend CM Punk,
yeah, you're
which I believe they did. I'm not 100% sure on that, but
no,
I think they
they
did.
if they did, and he's not at the All Out show in Chicago, Illinois. I mean,
Right, right.
I mean, literally, when you say the word Chicago in wrestling, the first name that comes to anybody's brainstem is Phil Brooks, right? Which is CM Punk. So,
Yeah.
like, he is Chicago wrestling. So you build a show off of CM Punk. You put a return event in Chicago, and you're gonna suspend him because Jobber flapped his gums and CM Punk had to put him in his place. Hogan, I mean, Jack Perry's lucky it wasn't Hogan. Hogan would have made sure he got fired. Hogan wouldn't have fought him, but Hogan would have made sure he got fired, or he would have walked out of the company. You know what I mean? He's lucky it wasn't. This wasn't in the middle of the Attitude Era because JBL
Hogan would
would
have fucked his mother.
Hogan would have fucked his mother, and JBL would have straight just taken the liberties with him in the ring, or Crash Hall, or not Crash Holly, Bob Holly.
JBL, Farouk,
Yeah, Bob Holly.
Bob Holly.
Oh yeah, they would have
Dude,
been. It would have been.
rest in peace, but Eddie Guerrero would have fucked him up. I
Yeah.
mean, they had all those guys beating on that. What was his name? The
Oh
dude from
fuck,
Tough Enough.
Maven.
Um, no, 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 not Maven. He's not even. He's not, he didn't get anywhere. It was that dude who who almost like broke Kurt Angle's arm.
Angle's arm. Yeah, yeah,
Pruth or
yeah.
something with a
Whatever.
P.
Yeah,
Yeah, like they would have beat him like they beat that guy.
yeah. So I don't get why CM Punk's even in trouble for this. This is a jobber flapping his gums when he shouldn't, and the main event put him in his place. I mean, this is wrestling. This isn't.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like the thing that he wanted is kind of what's key. Like Jim Cornette had a very good take on this. The thing that he wanted,
I heard this literally when
yeah,
I got home from work today. Yeah.
yeah, like he was talking about like the how the things that they're doing in on the show that they're on. I forget which one they're on.
Collision.
Not Collision. No, 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 not CM Punk's one.
Dynamite.
Might be Dynamite, but it's the reason it's not as good of a show is because they're doing this like ridiculous indie shit, and like just doing whatever the fuck they want,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
CM Punk just said, I don't want that on the show because I want this to be the better show.
yeah. I mean, fucking NXT is almost better than Dynamite, and with probably less talent than AEW has because
Um,
there's storytelling, right?
uh, first things first. I'm offended that you said almost.
No, but
It kind of
then
is. I mean,
yeah, but the numbers still favor Dynamite. But in terms of viewership, but this is where I can totally agree. Is like, look, if Jack Perry wants to use real glass, that's asinine and that's stupid, and you're asking to cause more physical trauma than maybe it's worth. Secondly, even if you're gonna acquiesce and let him use real glass, you settle that in the back, and that shit doesn't make it out to the ring,
oh,
and
definitely.
certainly not someone on the lower end of that card.
Like
And
let's put it this way. We've said I literally just said not too long ago we have no inner like no like what's the word I'm looking for? Um,
Inside information.
yeah, inside information. We should not even know about this.
Exact.
The only people who should know about this are CM Punk, Jack Perry, and maybe Tony Khan if it needs
and
to
and
be.
and whoever else was
Why
in the
the
room.
hell is this everywhere?
And here's the dumb part about it. Unfortunately, and Cornette made a good point when he said I don't know if he said the inmates are running the asylum, but he said something to that effect where basically Tony Khan does not have
His
control
hands
of.
on the reins.
Well, yeah, he doesn't have control over the locker room. He doesn't have control over a lot of stuff. Like these guys are walking all over him. Like, yeah, people go, oh well, Sean, right, got away with a ton of shit. Yeah, Sean was also the main event. And at the end of the day, right,
Perry ain't.
exactly. And you know what? Sean only got away with whatever Vince would let him. Vince ultimately is the be all end all of WWE. Maybe not anymore, um, but what was at the time. I mean, literally, the whole Montreal screw job is over not listening to Vince's rules. And if Vince was willing to do that to a top talent, he would take no guff from your Jungle Boy Jack Perry character here. Because what are you doing? You're going out there and you're throwing the main event or one of the main event players under the bus. Like you you don't do that. You haven't earned that rank, right? I mean, if this was like, could you imagine if he said tried to throw Stone Cold under the bus back in the Attitude Era? Austin would have gone in the back and slapped the shit out of him for reals. Could you
No,
imagine someone doing that to
Austin,
Brock?
the entire fucking locker room
Right?
would have.
Could you imagine trying to do that, like trying to make a snide ass remark like that about Brock Lesnar? Brock Lesnar, he might murder you on live television.
No, he's the one guy who would seriously murder you. That motherfucker kicks ass in MMA. He
Oh,
would, like, look at him.
I
He's
mean, people,
chiseled out of stone. He
yeah,
will
but
kill you.
could you imagine saying that shit about Chris Jericho? Chris Jericho literally fights Goldberg. Chris Jericho might have
Chris
even been in a
Jericho,
fight with Lesnar too. Like Chris Jericho fights everybody. Like he
yeah,
might be small, but he don't give a fuck. So could
yeah.
you
I mean,
imagine someone making a remark about that about Jericho?
mm,
I mean, this
I
is
kind of want Jungle Boy to now. I mean, I want to see him get his ass kicked
no.
because
This I think this is petty jealousy. This is probably Jack Perry's probably buddy with the elite, Hangman Adam Page, and he's like, "Well, I'm gonna stick up for my boys, so I'm a, it's like, bro, you're not even as good as they are in terms of popularity or overness. Sure, you can work and you can jump around because you weigh 145 pounds. Like, good for you. Go make a name for yourself. You know,
dude, he
become the
would.
next,
I'm gonna be honest
become the
with
next
you.
psychosis or
In
something.
WWE, like if the 24/7 belt was still around, he would be in that like group. Like, there's no way he would be. I don't even think he'd be a mid Carter.
No, and I don't even know if he truly is like. That's the thing with AEW though. Everyone's like, "Oh, well, they were the match. Have you seen the matches? Yeah, they're all good workers. Wrestlers nowadays are well trained. They're all athletic. They all can do amazing ass shit.
And
Yeah, so
this, here's
being
the
a good
thing.
worker nowadays is is cool. Like cool story, bro. You have to be a good worker. You have to be a good storyteller, and you have to get over. Look at LA Knight. LA
Yeah,
Knight's
here's the
over
thing.
as
Here's the
fuck,
thing.
right?
I put like it used to be like if like 50-50, like a good worker or a good or and good on the mic, where like those are the guys that got over, and then like towards the Attitude Era, it got more towards on the mic, where you could be less like gifted in the ring. I'm not saying anybody, like I'm not saying anyone's name,
Right.
but like there are some guys who
Yeah.
like and it does go the other way where some guys are just so dominant in the ring that they were over because of that, like Goldberg, like
Yeah. Well,
and
like Goldberg was over as fuck. Yeah.
yeah, he was dominant in the ring, but he was still a shitty worker.
Exactly. Yeah.
He
That
was
like
dominant because he was hurting people.
well, he was dominant because he was overly aggressive and didn't work well.
and might
You
have
know what
been
I
on
mean?
fucking steroids. But
Well, I mean, after a lot
the
of them.
point is, there were other guys like Brock Lesnar who did work well, who didn't really hurt people, but like
Look
just
at
was
the
so
Ultimate
dominant in the
Warrior.
ring.
Look at the Ultimate Warrior. The Ultimate Warrior
The
was
Ultimate Warrior was on
is
crack.
yeah. That being said, he was over as
Oh
fuck,
yeah, yeah, because
and he was a
like
god awful worker.
the kids thought he was crazy,
And
and the adults, I don't know, liked seeing a base head run out into the ring.
yeah, but here's the thing: Ultimate Warriors, I go through the motions, and I wasn't even a warrior. I wasn't
I
one of
wasn't
his
a
warriors.
warrior
I was a
fan.
Hulk. I was a Hulkamaniac. But that being said, Ultimate Warrior was over as fuck. But you know what? He was a shitty worker, and I would be willing to bet you. I don't even need to bet anyone. The Ultimate Warrior is more over than Jungle Boy is, and Jungle Boy is a better worker than him. That's what I'm saying in wrestling.
That's right.
If you're,
Ultimate Warrior
yeah,
in the ground right now. Rest in peace. Rest in peace.
R.I.P. Yep.
But even in the ground, he is a better wrestler than Jungle Boy.
Well, no, he's more over.
He's
he's
more.
not a
Hmm,
he's not better in the ring than Jungle
I
Boy.
don't
Jungle Boy's
know.
better.
I don't know.
No,
I don't know.
no, Jungle Boy's a good
Skeleton
worker.
slapping him with a fucking coffin. I could see it. I could see it.
No, no, Jungle Boy's good in the ring, but he's not over. I mean, I doubt anyone is like. I
we
doubt anyone.
we need a Jungle Boy run with the fucking belt. I mean, I
Not
just
even that.
really.
I bet you. I bet you that if Jungle Boy is off the card in the Chicago show, no one's gonna ask for a refund for their ticket.
If oh dude, if CM
If CM
Punk's,
Punk's not there,
they're gonna be like, I'm taking my seat with me,
yeah,
motherfucker.
no, I'm going to the event and I'm gonna chant bullshit, fuck this, and then I'm only gonna go off for MJF.
Yeah, probably. I
I
could
mean,
totally see that. There's
and that
no Tony Khan can't be stupid enough not to
no
bring
no
CM
no but
Punk to
no but
Chicago.
no but here's the thing though. Tony Khan, I think he's too buddy with some of these guys. Like even the guys that were in tight with Vince always knew Vince was the fucking boss. Like even Austin, like literally Austin was the number one money maker. He had a 4 year run where he was white hot. And the one day he had a huge disagreement with Vince to where it actually had a meaningful ramification. Uh, Stone Cold disappeared for a while.
King of the
W
Ring?
It was the Brock Lesnar thing. But you know what?
Well,
I don't know. They
to be
buried the
fair,
fucking
let's be fair.
no, no,
Austin had a fucking
no.
point.
Austin's point. No, I completely get it. I'm not debating that Austin wasn't at least didn't have a point. But what I'm saying is Austin has reached levels that Jungle Boy can't even won't ever can even get to even that level of insanity, right? As Austin.
Mhm.
And Vince McMahon still was like, yeah, well, I'm not changing my mind, and you're the biggest star in the history of the business. And then went out and had his announcers bury him on Raw, took his ball and went home. So not only am I not going to do what you think, I'm going to bury your ass on the way out, even though you're the biggest moneymaker for me in my life. Like that's the level of if like Vince can be buddy, but Vince is still the man with the biggest nutsack in WWE. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I
And I
mean,
don't know if Tony Khan is that man in AEW because all these guys seem to do whatever the fuck. Like, how can a locker room be that dysfunctional?
well, I mean
I don't
the
understand
same
it.
way like parents who try to be their kid's friend,
Like best
like
friend,
yeah, best friend, end up having like shit kids because the kids
or
get
they
away
end
with
up
whatever they want.
having a hard time exerting that parental control because their kids see them as a friend figure.
Yeah,
And
and I mean now Khan's in that kind of situation where he's not gonna be able to like keep certain guys under control, and it's showing.
now, and
Like, I mean, CM Punk, like, you can say a lot of things about CM Punk, and you could say, oh, he doesn't have a likable personality. He doesn't have He comes off as arrogant. All completely true. But guess what? When it comes to wrestling, generally speaking, he's a professional.
Yeah, and
And
he's good on the mic. He's great on the mic.
he's
He
great on
can
the mic.
he can tell a
He
story.
comes off as arrogant, but that's part of his fucking
His
character.
persona. Yeah.
Like, do you think fucking the Undertaker is sitting in freaking cemeteries and like you know doing all that kind of shit on his in his spare time? No,
No, fuck
no, it's
no.
part of his character that
Mhm.
he's kind of an arrogant fuck. All right,
Oh,
and
not Undertaker, CM
no,
Punk.
yeah, CM Punk. What I'm saying is it's part of his character that he's an arrogant fuck,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and and people get so pissed at him
Yeah,
because
but
of his
here,
character and that's just a testament to how good he is at his being his character. Like
right.
people know it's a character, but he's so good at it that they still get pissed at him and get butthurt about dumb shit.
I know.
And
Like, they're not. Jack Perry's not going to lead a single show. Like, they're not going to go, hey, we want Collision ratings to, or what's their Friday Night Rampage? We
I
need
don't
Rampage to
know.
get more ratings. Put Jack Perry on it. Fuck no. They're going to say, put CM Punk on it, right? Like, they're not going to send Jungle Boy to increase ratings because ain't no one going to flip the channel from what they're doing for Jungle Boy. But here's the sad part. I know it was funny because I was watching all the typical popular YouTube wrestling channels, your WrestleLamias, your Wrestling with Regrets, your What Culture Wrestlings, your Cultaholic Wrestlings, all watching all those, and a lot of them very complimentary of the London show, and saying this is the largest in-person gate in the history of the wrestling business. Yeah, AEW, enjoy it, but the moment college football starts this Saturday, ain't nobody going to be watching your Saturday night product. You're going to tell me that college football, which is a stranglehold of the South, right? You're telling me that
Dude,
they're going
it's
to
a
watch
stranglehold of
Collision?
the U.S.
No,
Period.
no, right, but especially in the South. And then you're going to have if you're going to have your pay per views be on Sundays instead of Saturdays, uh, you're going to end up going up against the NFL, which will demolish and eat alive. In fact, this is all you need to know. Raw's ratings are going to suffer going up against Monday Night Football.
Dude, basically
And in the Attitude
anything
Era,
between Thursday and Monday,
Monday is going to
just
suffer.
yeah, it's gonna suffer. And then like the only way you can guarantee you're not gonna be like completely even like in person like sales that those aren't gonna suffer is to be in a territory. Thank you, asshole. To like, there's just a guy gunning his shit outside for no
We
reason
heard that.
whatsoever. Could you hear it?
Yeah, because we're in the East Bay, and that's how they do.
Yeah, well, they're assholes. Anyways, like, shit. What was I saying? Um, God damn it! Now I don't remember what I was saying. That goddamn motherfucker fucked me over. Um, oh yeah, like if you're going like if you're like trying to get in-person sales, which is kind of what AEW is banking on right now, you kind of gonna have to go to markets where there's just no huge universities at all, and good luck finding that in the US. I mean, might as well just for the next couple of months do like out of country fucking shit. Like go to London, just do a European tour or some shit. I don't know because I'm seriously worried about AEW's ability to like draw during this. I mean, I'm not as worried about like
Well,
WWE because WWE is WWE. They've been
well,
going. They've been on for Monday night forever.
yeah,
They're gonna be fine.
but there's also WWE is positioned to where they're not necessarily an alternative. They're an alternative football, yeah, but they have years in. I mean, WWE is has so much equity built in that they've both been, you know, defeated by NFL football, and then for a solid 5 6 year run, Monday Night Football couldn't even get ratings compared to Raw. Raw was crushing Monday Night Football, and so was
I'm
Nitro.
guessing Attitude Era.
Yeah, yeah, of course, right. But then the tables flipped and turned, and
Then Austin took his ball and went home,
then
and,
Ozzy
and then
took his
them,
ball.
and the NFL picked up said ball,
Yeah,
and
and is now jamming it down our throats. Like I ain't gonna front. On Saturday, I watched preseason football over any wrestling because I was like, I'll just find out what happened on the shows afterwards about AEW. I'm not spending that money because since I get premium live events, also known as pay-per-views, for free now, I ain't gonna spend money on them on the pay-per-view. And secondly, uh, I want to watch my football team because I can always go back to wrestling later. And that's kind of the sad part. Wrestling's likely, and I bet you a lot of wrestling fans are going to do this because we're probably, I tape Raw and SmackDown on my DVR, and I watch them on tape delay, or I watch them the next day, and I think that's just fine um, because they're entertainment. A live sporting event's different. I'm not gonna watch Monday Night Football the next morning because by then I'll know the score and I could watch 10 minutes of highlights and be done with it, right? But in
Mhm.
wrestling, I want to hear the setup. I want to see the build of the story. I want to hear what they say on the mic. I just looked it up. According to Dave Meltzer, Dave Meltzer, um, I'll say this. I think Dave Meltzer I'll say this. I think sometimes he gets it right, and sometimes it's kind of a jackass. But whatever, he gets it right. He's from the Bay Area, also. He's from San Jose, so he's in the South Bay. So I don't want to be too mean to him, but sometimes some of his shit's kind of off the wall. But he is right about a lot of AEW stuff, and he has a lot of insight to AEW, especially with sources. So he's saying they're suspended, both of them. So I mean, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like,
So
at what point is
I
a
think we need to stop talking about this because this is
yeah?
actually pissing me off now.
Well, hold on.
Um,
Let me make this one last point. At what point is Punk just say fuck it? The AEW's amateur shit. I'm done with this. I'm not saying he goes back to WWE. I'm just saying, does he need this headache?
Punk doesn't need shit. Punk's got money. Punk's got like oh fucking hot wife. Like what the
Well,
fuck
what
does
does
he
that have to
need?
do with wrestling? God damn
Nothing, but I want one. Motherfucker. Fuck, I'm jealous like Jungle Boy, but for much more reasonable reasons.
He also has a dog named Larry, and he has a
But
friend that bit someone in the locker room. Bro,
anyways,
anyways,
the point is, Jungle Boy needs to stop. It needs to hang off that jungle juice and needs to calm the fuck down. And
you know
CM
what?
Punk shouldn't be fucking
You know
or
what? Hey,
suspended for shit.
here, Tony Khan, I'm gonna give you a freebie here. Do everything in your power to appease CM Punk and bring his ass back, and then very quietly release Jack Perry from his contract, and let's see how much he really draws.
Yeah,
No, I just don't
yeah,
like Jungle Boy because of this. Fuck him.
yeah. Anyways, so let's move on to our last bit because
Because the
we're
time
running.
constraint.
One, yeah, time constraints, and it's kind of a big one. So
It's
you know what
huge.
it is. You know what it is.
Payback.
Of course, it's payback, man. Of course, it's payback. So we're gonna give our predictions for payback. Luckily for us, it's not a huge card. It's right now it's about 6 matches, I believe. First one is L.A. Knight versus The Miz.
LA Knight's gonna win that.
Yeah,
There's not a
yeah.
chance in hell the Miz wins that.
He's gonna beat the dog shit out of The Miz.
Yeah, I mean, The Miz right now is a comedy act, and it was funny on.
Right now, he's been a comedy act for quite some
No,
time.
but I'm saying he did his promo on Raw was funny. I liked it. But yeah, the wrestler who has everyone behind him, who's more over right now, is clearly LA Knight. In fact, what a waste of time for LA Knight to not. It's not a waste of time because the Miz is bad. It's a waste of time because the Miz right now isn't positioned. He's more of an enhancement at it. talent right now, unfortunately. So,
Yeah.
or fortunately, if you don't like him, depends on individual tastes.
Yeah, I mean he's decent on the mic, but I don't know. He no a lot of people just didn't get behind him because of his of how he came into the thing, how he came into shit.
Exactly.
Road ruled his way in there or whatever. But anyways, yeah, LA
We're on
Knight's
the
gonna
same.
win this one.
Yeah, we're on the
I
same page
mean,
about that.
who no if anyone thinks that the Miz is gonna win, they're out their fucking mind.
Yeah.
They've been drinking more jungle juice than Jungle Boy. Anyways, next up, Rey Mysterio versus Austin Theory for the United States title.
I'm a okay. I'm gonna go Rey Mysterio on this, but would not be shocked if they give it back to Austin Theory solely because they're trying to build him. But I really think this is gonna. It
I
should be Mysterio who wins
It
this.
should be Mysterio, and I'm taking Mysterio as well. But it depends on how much Vince
Yeah,
McMahon like pull, how much his pull is right now in the thing. Because
or
I
it's
could
not.
told I could
Yeah,
totally see him like be like, give it back to Theory.
this is good shit, brother.
He sucks my dick at night.
Not that there's anything wrong with it.
No, no, no. We
Um,
are a pro LGBTQ
no,
plus whatever.
we're sex positive. You suck whoever's dick at night you want to suck
Yes.
everybody,
Or
or
you
don't.
eat pussy, whatever,
Yeah,
scissor, what, do whatever you want to do.
yeah.
Your sex life is your
Your
business.
business. Perfect. So
Anyways,
on to the next.
next up, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus the Judgment Day, aka Finn Balor and Damian Priest.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn on this action. Even though I like the Judgment Day better, I'm still gonna go with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
I like both these teams. I also think it's going to be Zayn and Kevin Owens. I think this is going to be like there's probably going to be a point where like JD interferes like has for the last 15 billion times and ends up fucking him over because he doesn't know how to do it. Apparently, he needs to like fucking just sit down with Rhea Ripley and say, "Hey, how do you effectively like interfere in a match? Because I'm not getting this shit."
No, well, no,
What you mean you got to do it when the fucking referee's not looking?
no,
That makes
no,
no sense
no,
whatsoever.
no. There's gonna be tension between Finn Balor and Damian Priest. You know.
Oh, definitely. There's gonna be
So
tension. I do think that there's gonna be a JD,
yeah,
like some kind of interference that's probably gonna get him fucked over
and then at
again.
some point everyone's gonna do their special move to Dom because that seems to make the crowd happy. Like they cheer so loud when he gets stunnered and fucking Halula kicked. I'm like, shut up, you crowd. Stop hurting my Dom Dom.
You're dumb dumb. I think Rhea might have a problem with you saying that.
Well, if she
Anyways,
has a problem, she can beat the shit out of me and I'll take it. Like you'll never see a
take
person
it.
get.
You'll enjoy it.
I know you'll never see a person get their face kicked in and have a smile the whole time.
Anyways, Becky Lynch versus Trish Stratus.
I'll tell you who I think is going to win, and then I'll tell you who I want to win. I think
Yeah.
Becky's going to win. I want Trish to win, and that's not a slight at Becky. Just kind of feeling Trish right now. That's all I can say
hmm
about that.
Yeah, I think Becky's gonna win as
Yeah,
well.
I think so too.
I think this is probably gonna end their feud.
It's in the cage. It should.
Yeah, I mean this. I'm actually thinking that maybe like Stark might try something, and it might start a feud between her and Trish.
Maybe. Yeah, but
Like
I
she.
definitely see Becky going over. And Becky's good. Becky's violent. She's great in the ring. She's good on the mic. I have no problem with that. And obviously she's still more in her career and Trish is more kind of, in the no, she's not.
In the old folks home.
No, she's not in
No,
the old
I'm
folks
just
home, but
kidding.
she's definitely more like Trish does not need to be she's not trying to make a name for herself. Her name is made. Becky, obviously, her name's made, but she's still in the prime. Whereas Trish is she's kind of in the glory point where she comes in, gets some glory. She could step out for a few months, do whatever, come back, get some more glory. And Becky's in the day to day heat of the battle. But
Yep.
yeah, I agree with you. Becky goes over, ends their feud. but I will secretly be cheering for Trish.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
All
weird
right.
because I typically don't cheer. It's so weird. You know what? It's because she's a heel, right? Same reason I said about Judgment Day. It's because they're heels. I tend to very much like the heels, but weird. I don't like Austin Theory in the ring. The real
He's
person
less
might
of a
be
heel
really
and
cool.
just more of a douche. Anyway, Rhea Ripley versus Raquel Rodriguez.
Ooh, I'm excited for this one. I hope they make Raquel look strong and make it the match more than just a smosh. Fucking can't speak him. Than just
Smash.
fucking man. Well, yeah, or make the
Squash match.
squash match right. I hope they give it time. Unfortunately, AEW gave their 4-way women's super title match 10 minutes. What a fucking disservice! And of course, Soraya was gonna win it in England. Like that was dumb as. I mean, that was like the least surprising thing since sliced bread. So, uh,
Which is
obviously.
actually, if it's white bread, that is the color of Soraya. Anyways,
Anyways, I got Rhea going over, but I hope they make Raquel look good. Give them 15 minutes.
mhm.
Let them pull
I
off
mean,
some power
I
moves.
don't see them like taking the belt away from Rhea
Rhea,
this
no,
early,
and I
and
like
I
both these
also don't
women
see it happening at a show
at
like
Payback.
Payback. Yeah,
No, and but I definitely see like I like Raquel Rodriguez a lot, and I like Rhea Ripley a lot. I hope
mhm.
they put on a hell of a match, and I hope they get more than 10 minutes.
Yes, agreed. And I do think that Raquel Rodriguez would be a good person to eventually take the belt off of Rhea. I just think it's not going to happen now.
Yeah,
Anyways,
and then Seth freaking Rollins
versus
as he does
Shinsuke Nakamura. Seth is going to beat the dog shit
the
out of
shit out of Seth.
Shinsuke.
He
No
is.
one,
But
dude.
but Shinsuke's entrance music is on fucking point. I love how he's an odd duck. I hope once again, I agree with you, Seth Rollins going over, but I definitely think they're gonna put on a good match.
I think they're going to
Because
put on a good
I think
match,
they're
but
gonna put on a very
I
good match.
think Seth is easily going to win this one. I think the fact that
Is there a cash
Shinsuke.
in? Will
Hmm.
there be a cash in?
I don't know. I
What if
mean,
that's the big thing on the show is the cash in happens at Payback, and then Damian motherfucking Priest either becomes champion or loses his cash into Seth Rollins.
what if? Wait. What
Uh,
if? Because you know how Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens have been
hmm.
feuding with the Judgment Day, and a lot of times it's with Cody Rhodes. Cody
Hmm.
Rhodes isn't on this card.
No, he
What?
is.
What? Wait. What is he doing?
He officially on the card it says Cody Rhodes will appear on the Grayson Waller effect at
Okay,
WWE Payback.
wrestling. He's not on
Oh
the
yeah,
thing.
but let me. I can guarantee you, he's gonna go out. He's gonna give a babyface interview. Grayson Waller's gonna just keep squawking
And
and
he's
doing
gonna
stupid
get his
shit,
ass kicked.
and then get
Anyway,
his ass. Yeah, okay.
yeah,
We know
but
it's gonna happen.
yeah, we know that's gonna happen. But my point is, he doesn't have any actual wrestling to do
No,
on
oh,
this,
not that we know of yet.
except for a boot to the face or some shit like that,
Yeah.
and maybe his little stomping walk for a little while. But, yeah,
All right, wait.
but the point is, like, he doesn't have any like real shit to do. No one
Yeah,
gives a monkey's rat's ass, whatever you
about
want to call it,
about
about. Yeah, exactly.
Grayson Waller and his effect.
And please God, do not let that be the next feud for fucking Cody Rhodes. That's an insult. But
That's it. Yeah, that's a huge insult.
but he doesn't really have anything major to do. So what if, like, say, what if Judgment Day, like, they don't beat like Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, but like they lose, but they attack them viciously afterwards, right?
Right.
After the match, and then Damian Priest goes into like cash in. Out comes Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, and then out comes everyone in the Judgment Day, and of course out comes Cody Rhodes, and all the mayhem just ends up with like Damian Priest cashing in but not winning the thing. And to me, that's almost going to be like the nail in the coffin to the Judgment Day, and it ends up being like JD that fucks it up somehow.
It could be,
That could be like
but
that could be the end of the Judgment Day right
I
there.
almost, I almost think Damian Priest is gonna win the title when he cashes in. Though I can't see him cashing in and losing. Not if he's gonna come in at the end after that wrestler's wrestled an entire full match. But who knows? Anywho, I
Well, I
think
mean, to
his.
be fair, he's also wrestled the full match, and but like he's
Oh
had some
yeah,
time.
early in the card.
But yeah, but like also, like you gotta factor in the fact that if he's not just like going against somebody who's wrestled like a full thing, he's also having interference. That's why he's
Yeah,
losing. But anyways, yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens. I don't know, but yeah, it's a guys. It's like
It's
past
time.
fucking. It's morning here. It's like past midnight. So
Well, there's
it's
the sun. Time to
no,
go.
well, not that far
Oh
into
god
it,
damn
but
it, they
like
don't know that. They don't fucking know that.
yeah, well, anyways, I'm too old to be like staying up that late. But you may not know it, but under this mask, there's quite a few grays. But yeah, we will see you guys next week, and hopefully, no more freaking tributes or anything.
Yes, I would look
Like,
forward to it not giving
I
out
look
tributes.
forward to being able to talk so much shit about every wrestler I do not
Yeah,
like, and not have to like
yeah.
like shed a tear for a wrestler that. Why is it never the fucking annoying
No,
wrestlers
no,
that
no, no. I can't wish death on no one.
I'm
Let's
not
just end it.
wishing death on them.
I know.
I'm just saying, why does it always have to be the ones I love? I'm not
No,
saying that Goldberg should die. I'm just saying if it's between Goldberg and like freaking Bray Wyatt,
I
there's one specific guy I'd rather it happen to.
okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not responsible for the comments of Don Mystic over there.
I'm
The
wearing a
producer,
mask for a reason, people.
yes, to protect his anonymity. In fact, the producer is telling me that our loan sponsor is just pulled out.
How dare Astroglide leave us?
God damn it! All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're done for
Anyways,
the night. Follow us on OnlyFans. See you on the flip side.
peace out.